Let's have a look at how to find the equation of a graph. So ons wil die vergelyking van 'n grafiek kry. So die vergelyking van 'n grafiek, look at all these ones we had. We had, so I'm going to scribble it over here. We had Tn equals something n plus or minus something. Okay, and this was the common difference. So ons skryf dit as x of a, we had y equals something in front of a x and plus or minus something. Okay, so dit is hoe ons vergelyking gelyk het met die patrone. When we did the patterns, this is what it looked like. So now when we find the equation of this, it's going to look exactly the same. But this number that stands here, I'm going to call m. And this number that stands here, I'm going to call c. Okay, so the equation of a straight line is y equals mx plus c. Okay, so what is the m? To find the m is gradient. So we have to count up and down and left and right. So basically the m works like this. M equals the y over the x. This thing here is a delta in the Greek letter, and it means the change. So it's the change in the y over the change in x, which basically means how much did we go up and down, and how much did we go left and right. Okay, so let's have a look at this first equation. So this one here. Number 1. Okay, so we count the m. So, number 1. We start from the x and we count the m. So, we have to go, we can start from here, because we're starting on the y-axis. Remember, this is the y. And this is the x. Okay, so we start here. It goes through 4. So from 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're counting from where it cuts the x-axis to where it cuts the y-axis. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we went down. So it's minus. Now from here, we go 1, 2. We went left, so it's minus. Okay, then that was the m. Then we've got an x there. See, this y and this x just always stays there, because it was part of this equation. The y and the x stays there. We need to find out the m and the c. And the c is where does it cut the y-axis. So C is where it cuts the y-axis. And here it cuts y at 4, at positive 4. Okay, and let's simplify that. You're welcome to do any calculations like this in your calculator. But that's going to be 4 divided by 2 is 2, negative and negative is positive. So it's 2x plus 4. Okay, so ons het gekyk na die m is die verandering in y gedeel deur die verandering in x. So dis basies hoe gaan ons op en af en hoe gaan ons links en regs. So op en af het ons hier by die 4 begin en ons het, want ons gaan van waaruit die y-as en die x-as sny. So hier gaan ons 1, 2, 3, 4 af. So af is negatief, so ons gaan 4 af. En hier gaan ons 1, 2. So ons het 2, links is negatief. En dan die C hier is waar sny hy die x-as. Okay, this y and this x always stays there. It's got nothing to do with these numbers at all. This one is the m, the change in y over the change in x, and this one is where it cuts the y-axis. Okay, so don't look at this number and at this number. You're counting and where it cuts the y-axis. Okay, kom ons doen nommer 2. Let's have a look at number 2. Okay, so hierdie was 1, dit was die blaue. So kom ons kyk na nommer 2, ons maak hom sommer pink. So we're looking for this one. Okay. Hier het ons, we always have a y equals something x plus or minus something. Okay, so this one is going up and down and left and right. So this is going to be a fraction. So up and down. How do we go? So this one, it cuts at 3 and it cuts at 1. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 up. Up is positive, and we're going to go 1 to the right. Okay, so ons het 3 opgegaan van hier af, en ons sê 1, 2, 3 en 1. So dis 3 en 1. Ons het opgegaan en ons het regs gegaan, so dis albei positief. And here we've got, where does it cut the y-axis? Here it cuts y at minus 3. Okay, so 3 divided by 1 is 3. So ons het y is gelyk aan 3x. X and y stays there, we don't change those, minus 3. Okay, let's do number 3. Okay, so ons kyk na nommer 3. Dit is hierdie groen een. Okay, so ons kyk waar begin hy. It goes, there's the y, there's the x. Okay, it's going to look like this. Y equals something that's going to be a fraction, x, plus or minus, we don't know yet, something else. This one, we're counting up and down, so we start with this one, and we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. We went up, so it's positive. Ons het opgetel, so dis positief. En dan gaan ons hier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there we've got 5 at the bottom. Okay, 4 over 5, we can't simplify that, so it stays the same. This one, the C, where does it cut the y-axis? Waar sny dit die y-as? Dit sny die y-as hierby, minus 4. So hierdie gaan wees, minus 4. And that's our answer. Y is gelyk aan 4 oor 5x minus 4. This x and this y stays the same. Goed, nog enetjie. Let's do another one. Let's do it here. Wait, let's go like that. Here we go. We've got another page. So we're starting with number 4. I don't have another highlighter, so let's just go like this. This one here. It goes through 3, and it goes through a 3. Okay. So here we've got, ons het y, is gelyk aan some fraction in 'n x plus or minus some number. Okay, hier tel ons op en af en links en regs. So here we're going to go up and down, and here we're going to go left and right. Or we can say this is the change in y over the change in x. Okay, this one is going to be where it cuts the y-axis. Remember, the C is where it cuts the y-axis. Okay, so ons gaan tel. Ons begin hier so by 3. Ons tel 1, 2, 3 af. It's down, so it's minus 3. And then we count this way, 1, 2, 3. It's left, we go right, so it's positive. And here, where does it cut the y-axis? At 3. Positief 3. Okay, so ons het afgetel, en toe het ons regs getel. Af is negatief, regs is positief. So we've got negative 3 divided by 3 is negative 1 x. The y stays the same. And where does it cut the y-axis? At 3. Okay, now in this sum, we're going to sketch the graph. So hulle vra vir ons, nou moet ons die grafiek teken. Okay, we can't draw the sketch if we don't have an x and a y. Ag, wat maak ek? Daar's 'n y, daar's 'n x. Okay, so now, I hope you remember from last year, these are coordinates. A coordinate is an x value and a y value. So each one of these is a coordinate. That's 1 point. That's 1 point. That's 1 point. Okay, so let's have a look what these ones would be. So if the x is minus 2, then we say our formula is minus x squared plus 1. Okay, we say the x is minus 2. So I'm using these brackets instead of the x because that's where I'm substituting. Okay, dis waar ek dit in vervang. So ons gebruik net 'n hakie. So ons vervang in 'n minus 2. So we're putting a negative 2 there. Okay, so now you work that out. You're more than welcome to do it in your calculator. 2 squared is 4. So it's negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3. So the negative 3 goes there. Okay, if this is negative 1, so let's make it go like that. So now y equals negative x squared plus 1, and x is negative 1. So negative 1 squared is 1. Negative 1 plus positive 1 is 0. Okay, our x is 0. So if this whole thing is 0, then it's just 1. Okay, if x is 1, so if this is 1, 1 squared is 1. Negative 1, positive 1 is 0. Okay, now x is 2. So 2 squared is 4. So negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3. Okay, next one, 4. Y equals negative 4 squared plus 1. Oh, you can't see what I'm writing. Sorry about that. So we've got negative 4 squared plus 1. So 4 squared is 16. Negative 16 plus 1 is negative 15. So this is negative 15. So we're doing exactly what we did in the previous sums, where we fill in the thing, but they gave us the formula. They gave us what y equals. Dit is ons vir die vergelyking gegee, en nou vervang ons die x om hierdie antwoord te kry van die y. Okay, now I said these ones are coordinates. Hier is 'n koördinaat. 'n Koördinaat het 'n x-waarde en 'n y-waarde. En hy lyk so. X, y. Okay, so that's the coordinate. It's an x value and a y value. So this coordinate is going to be minus 2 and minus 3. This coordinate is going to be minus 1 and 0. This coordinate is going to be 0 and 1. This coordinate is going to be 1 and 0. Hier het ons 2 en minus 3. En hier het ons 4 en minus 15. Okay, what does that mean? This means you're not looking for numbers on this line. That's not what we're doing. We're looking for a point somewhere here. So here we've got, this coordinate is negative 2 and negative 3. So it's negative 2, where negative 2 and negative 3 comes together. There's our coordinate. This one is negative 1 and 0. So negative 1 and the x is 0. No, the y is 0. The x is negative 1 and the y is 0. That's where 0 is. So it's over there. This one is the x is 0 and the y is 1. So x is 0 and the y is 1. Here we've got the x is 1 and the y is 0. So it's over there. Here we've got the x is 2 and the y is minus 3. So see, it's over there. And here we've got a 4. And let's quickly count down to minus 15, which I don't have here. Minus 9, minus 10, minus 11, minus 12, minus 13, oopsie, minus 14, minus 15. Okay, so there's minus 15, there's 4. So that point is where the x is 4 and the y is negative 15. Okay, so now we just connect the dots. Don't connect them in a straight line, because this doesn't make a straight line. There we go. And that's what our graph looks like. So you'll get used to this, but just a side note, whenever you've got a square, your graph is going to look like a smiley face or like a sad face. Okay, that's just what squares look like. Okay, so, wat het ons gedoen? Hulle het vir ons die x gegee, ons het die y uitgewerk, deur om die x binne in die vergelyking in te vervang. So what did we do? They gave us the x, we substituted this x that they gave us into this formula. Daar is die x. Okay, toe werk ons uit wat die y is. We worked out the y. So our answer there, ons het die y uitgewerk. We did it with all these numbers. And then this was a coordinate with the x value. And this is a y value. So our x value was here. X is -2, y is -3. And there where they come together, that coordinate is -2 and -3. En there we made a dot. Okay, met die volgende het ons dieselfde gedoen. Ons het die x minus 1. So hierdie is daar die x. En ons het hom hier in vervang. En ons antwoord was die y. Daar is ons antwoord, die y. Toe maak ons hierdie koördinaat. Die x is 1. En die y is die 0. So, hier het ons gesê, die x is 'n -1, so dis ergens op hierdie lyn. En die y is 0 hier, en waar daai twee mekaar kom, maak ons 'n kolletjie. Okay, then we worked out this one. We said, they gave us this. We substituted it. Oh, I didn't write it down. We substituted into the x, and we got our y value. Then we turned that into a coordinate. And we had where our x is 0 here. So all along this line, x is 0. And where our y is 1. And where these two connect, we have a coordinate. En so gaan ons aan, and then we drew the graph freehand, not with a ruler. Because it doesn't make a straight line, it makes a smiley or a sad face. Smiley is positive, sad face is negative. But we'll get to that. That's just a little side note.